Hey guys, happy new year and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marnise Nicole and I'm an acrylic painter, and today's January 1st, and actually on December 31st I finished two paintings. The first painting I didn't actually really film the process back to back, and so I mostly only have TikToks to kind of document the process, but I still wanted to share it to you because I'm so happy about how this painting came out. And it is this ballerina painting right here. This is an oddly shaped canvas, and it's one I did not know what to do with for so long. It is a painting featuring ballerinas and all their different stages, warming up, practicing, doing all of the dramatic splits, doing performances, and having soloist moments. And I painted each of these girls in different scenes and incorporating different kind of styles and just meshing what normally for me would have been like 8 or 9 different paintings into one. And this year I've really been experimenting because I've had this kind of feeling that I wanted my art to be more abstracted, but I don't like to paint abstract paintings. And I wanted my paintings to be more figurative and more expressive and more experimental. And I wasn't quite sure how to take something like this, which is something I would normally paint, and turn it into something that plays with disrupted reality. And I really wanted to step away from my, very colorful and progressive style and the standard kind of figurative paintings that I do, and I wanted to play around. And I think I found a way with these last two paintings of the year that I've done to do that. I found a way to incorporate and expand what my normal painting style is, and I really love how this piece came out.
Y'all, I'm really starting to think I have absolutely no chill because it's my break. And we have, 2-3 weeks left in the year, and for some reason, instead of finishing the projects or the sketchbook or any of the paintings that I have left to finish before the new year, I got an idea about ballerinas and paintings and movement, and I'm just sewing another canvas so that on my lunch break I can paint ballerinas because I have no chill, because I'm an overachiever and no one is asking me to overachieve. No one is doing this to me, but the ideas have come and I need to plot it out. So it's time for gesso. But if there's one thing I have learned this year, it is to over gesso your canvases, gesso more than you think you need, because I'm not going to paint this and then it leaks into the canvas and bleeds, and then you have to put 80 layers. So more gesso to come.
And the funny thing about it is that it was actually come all together because of the reverse coloring book, which I use as a sketchbook, honestly. This is by Kendra Norton. She's an artist that I found on TikTok, and she made this coloring book where she did the coloring and you add the lines. This has actually been such a growth, experimental sketchbook for me, because I lean into color. As you can kind of see behind me, I lean into color so much. I kind of depend on color, and by taking away my options of using color, I've had to rely on just my artistic style, my sketch work, my figurative drawings to create art in a sketchbook. Again, coloring book, but I'm using it as a sketchbook. And one of the pages that I did was this right here. This sketchbook page started this whole journey with this piece. It's a bunch of ballerinas sketched out, stretched legs, and I love the movement that I got in this piece. I loved how much movement I got and how much expression I got in the figures, just adding the lines. And I was like, can I recreate this? Can I take this coloring book sketchbook page and turn it into some experimental art?
Well, here's the messy sketch so far. A straight mess, but this is how I work. I took some inspiration from my coloring book, my reverse coloring book. I've been using it as a sketchbook, and I did this ballerina page, and I was like, oh, perfect for this long canvas that I have. So let's start at the beginning. So these little bulbs right here, those are lights. Here's ballerina 1, who's Ballerina 2, who's on a like tightrope. She's over it. That's why she's kind of moody right there. Here's Ballerina number 3. She's getting ready and kind of bent over, kind of like this girl right here. And then crawling, like going across the screen is Ballerina 4. Very reminiscent of the movement from this ballerina here. And then we have Ballerina 5 doing some little leg stuff, and Ballerina 6, 7, and 8 doing something choreography together. And then background is going to be this blue tone, but all of these different lights are going to be a different light source. So that's going to be fun to play with, and she's going to have specifically a whole spotlight around her. And there it is.
And I think I can say that I definitely did. And so using this sketchbook has really pushed me. Again, this is the coloring book. I keep calling it a sketchbook because to me it is a sketchbook. And I've been able to do so much different types of art. Like, this is something I would have never done on my own, this layout here. But it is the experimental style that I'm actually really much appreciating. Being able to tell a bunch of little stories in my paintings, right? And so one of my favorite things to do with my art is to capture little magical moments. That's what I call it in my head. Like, capture this little magical moment. Here, she's getting dressed to go to a party. Here, she's writing in her journal. These are these intimate, private little moments. And what I found through this experimentation and through using the sketchbook and from doing these last 2 pieces of the year is that I can capture many magical moments on one canvas and tell a bigger story.
Okay, we are making progress, and I really am leaning into this layered, chaotic storytelling where it's different scenes all throughout the canvas. I'm really loving that. I first did it with this piece this year, and I love this piece so much with how the scene came together with all the different pieces like a little puzzle. And so I was like, I want to try to do that again. And so I was like, what kind of different stories can I tell? And we have everything from the group to the solo moments to the warm-ups and the stretches to the contemplation and like, I don't know, just so much happening all in one scene. And one of my favorite books is about ballet, and I love the ballet. I used to go see the Nutcracker every year before COVID, so this is gonna be fun.
So here, the story is that of a ballerina's journey. She's practicing, she's stretching, she's diligently working all the way until she has her final performance. And it's a story about fluidity and sometimes frustration, and how the spotlight is literally always on them. In each character moment, they all have a spotlight that is shining on them directly. Except for this one moment in the middle where the figure is actually just throwing herself into the music and into the performance and into the story and just going for it, despite all of the spotlights being on them.
Progress on my black ballerinas.
And I think I'm going to call it a night for tonight. But we got a lot done. We have our ladies positioned. We have color stories. We have skin tones. We have movement. And we have our lighting set up. So tomorrow or this weekend, I'll come back in and we'll do some editing. Definitely some editing. We'll do some finizing and we'll do some detail work. But for the base layer, I really like where it's at. I don't know if I'm going to keep this section though. I put some silhouettes, but I'm not really happy with those, so I might remove those. But other than that, when you step back, it's starting to look like something.
And spotlights are really a big theme in my work. I've had a lot of different artist diaries where I talked about like being on display, being the center of attention, being focused on, and being under a spotlight, like a microscope, being studied. And it's a theme that I love to explore often. And a lot of my sketchbook pages often end up being, you know, something about a spotlight being on a person.
Another hour spent on my ballerina painting. Almost done.
And so with this, I love that I was still able to explore and use color, because I love color. Like, I love color so much in my work. So I love that I was still able to incorporate that. But I also like that I use black for line work. It gave some weight to each of the characters. And I love that this piece is a lot more fluid. This section in particular, it's very expressive. There is not a lot of details with the girls, and yet you see them all in various stages of a performance. They are all cohesive and yet individuals. Here, very expressive. I'm not painting every single detail, but you can still see a glow, and you can still see like movement through this piece. She is, of course, my favorite girl, which is why she is in the middle. And still here we have the warm-up stretches, the pouting, more warm-up stretches, and all of these lights. So that is this piece, and that is what I've learned from it. I want to do more figurative, expressive paintings like this with many stories in it, and I don't know what I'm going to call this kind of style of my work. I've gone through a lot of styles in my work. I've gone through the forest, contemplative themed art. I've been doing figurative stuff all of 2021, and now moving into 2022, because oh my god, we are officially January 1st 2022. I think this is the story of the work that I want to do. And another point is that I'm really focusing on black art even more. This is Black Ballerinas and all its stages, and I love the ballet. Nutcracker is my favorite performance I've ever seen live. Probably after Shinyu, actually. I love Shinyu, which is a cultural performing arts thing that tours. But this is all essentially black ballerinas, because I love to see them and I love to watch them, and they're so beautiful to me. But the next painting you'll be seeing in my next video is the black opera. And so that's a theme. Maybe I'm going to repaint all of the performing arts and showcase them this way. I don't know. But anyway, I know I've been talking a lot. I want to show you all how this progressed. So let's check in for some TikToks.
So I was going to just chill and enjoy my 31st and just, you know, relax. But I really, really want to finish this painting right here before the end of the year. Okay, so I only did about 25 minutes of little edits. I added this iridescent violet interference golden paint on places like the lighting and over here, just little hints of it everywhere. I added this as a highlight color, just pretty much in most of the light bulbs and fixtures to add just a more subtle color. And then I blackened my blacks with some Mars black. I love to add black. I think it gives it a very graphic style, kind of anime-y, cartoonish kind of thing. And it helps to kind of ground all of the color, because there is a lot.
And so thank you so much for watching this video. I thought it was gonna be quick, but it definitely wasn't. But yeah, that was the process of my black ballerina painting. And a special shout out to Kendra Norton that gave me the inspiration to make even ballerinas in the first place. Without the sketchbook, I would not have been creating so much art. I really, really would not have. I've been doing so much storytelling with this, and it started here. So anyway, my name is Marnise Nicole. I'm an acrylic painter, and I am out. Bye.